I'm joined now with one of the speakers of the last couple of days, a speech that went down very well. I will let this gentleman introduce himself.
My name's Harry A. I'm managing partner of Binary Financial.
Harry, please tell us a little bit more about what you do, because I heard a lot of people in there very excited because you deal in large numbers.
Well, thank you. Actually, so what we do is we're one of the largest brokers for large block trades for high net worth clients and institutions. So if somebody wants to buy $5 or $10 million worth of Bitcoin, they'll typically come to us. Same with Ethereum. If they want to buy $1 million, they'll come talk to us. We've also got a US-based fund and a Cayman Islands fund that's predominantly long only for high net worth individuals and accredited investors that want exposure to cryptocurrency.
And so your exposure to this, or rather, where have you come from? I take it you've been in financial institutions long before this.
Actually, surprisingly not, my background's actually software engineering.
Oh.
My background actually came from engineering, but I had a lot of friends that worked in the investment banking and finance space. And in 2008, I was going to go work for some hedge funds, but then the whole subprime collapse actually happened. But I've traded a lot of stocks, options, and currencies and options as well.
And your personal interest in Bitcoin and blockchain technology, when did that come about?
Actually came about in 2013. I found out about it, just on the internet like everybody else. I was surfing Facebook one day and then somebody posted that Bitcoin's $60 and I was like, what on earth is a Bitcoin? And then, well, that was pretty much the end of it from there.
I love when people mention the price. It's just like, wow, $60, dude.
Well, I didn't even know what it was. It just said Bitcoin is at $60, and I'm like, what the hell is a Bitcoin? And then you start reading about all this information about how it's really bad for the environment, and there's all this electricity usage, and how people have been scammed. And I thought it was a Ponzi, and I said I'd never do anything with this, and now this is what I do for a living. So it's quite ironic, the internet.
And so, obviously, you're not based here in London. What are your thoughts on London and the whole scene around cryptocurrency and blockchain?
I think it's great. London's always one of those centers of financial in the world, and it's actually very, very progressive. I think last time I was here was 2 years ago, and I believe just even Canary Wharf, a lot of the banks, everybody's warming up to it here. Like, there's some clear regulatory guidelines, which is actually really, really good for the industry. And actually, this is probably one of the more busy blockchain conferences I've ever been to. There's over like 300 to 500 attendees. So it was a packed house. So it's very exciting to see that.
No, absolutely. And I must say, there's been a great energy. Hopefully people can see now behind us that people are beginning to talk and mingle and network.
Yes.
Have you gained a better network from being here for the last couple of days?
I mean, when we come out here, like, we've got a pretty well-established network, but it's always nice to kind of see our existing partners. So we have a lot of friends from Bitcoin.com, a lot of the Genesis Mining, Mo, the conference organizer. So for us, it's really, really coming out and supporting a lot of the community. But definitely, it's nice to see new people in the space that weren't here before. So today, I've met a couple of people that this is their first time that they've actually, even bought Bitcoin, or they've had exposure to blockchain conferences. So it's good.
No, I totally agree. And I mean, looking on a global scale, are there certain areas that you think are ripe for taking on Bitcoin and other blockchain currencies?
Sure. Well, Bitcoin's definitely the most mature of all the cryptocurrencies, but it's also very exciting. There's other app coins out there, such as Ethereum, Zcash, Litecoin. There's all these different alternatives besides Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's about 95% of almost all the trading volume. And then it's just great to see that, in the world of finance, it's typically pretty boring. You don't really see a lot of technological innovation. So it's great to see Visa, MasterCard, all the major banks signing on to a lot of these blockchain type projects. Whether or not they'll kind of get anywhere will be, remains to be seen. But it's great to see there's a great level of enthusiasm that, money's being invested into the space. So, it's definitely probably one of the most exciting spaces to be in right now.
I'm at EtherCamp. We're holding a hackathon at the moment, and we're looking for people like yourself actually to be judges. But if you could give advice to a young startup team looking to get into this space, what would you give for advice at the moment?
Same thing that we give to every other startup. Don't do it for the money, do it because you love what you're actually doing. So, for example, like, the money will always come. So if you look at guys like Vitalik, guys that they're really, really passionate about what they've done, they've never really thought about money. They just thought about how they could create something to really improve the ecosystem. That's what I would advise most startup guys, is don't get distracted by the money. The money will come. Really, really just focus on building a good product and building something that will last. And from that's kind of the advice I would give to most startup guys. So this is a very exciting space, but build something of utility, or build a better mousetrap for everybody.
Man, that's great advice. Thank you very much for your time, Harry. Thank you very much. Cheers.